I'm no tech wizard, but I think you're right.
The only issue is the volume is coming through the TV, so he's talking, but it's not showing up because the TV's not on.
Well, that's okay. So,
It's okay.
You can send him a chat and tell him.
We just need to see his handwriting.
Well, it's time to stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
He's back.
And we are called to order.
Any questions on you fast?
The minutes, resolution 2483 to accept the minutes of April 17th, 2024.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Let's see, no workshop. I don't see anybody here for public comments. New agenda items? No?
None?
Finance reporting.
No, there's no real change to the forecast. We're still trending to be about 1.4 million favorable for the general fund, and still right around 2.2, 2.3 for the jail. But as some of you know, we are getting closer to finalizing FY 2025 budget. Just got to go through the public hearing, and then that'll be done.
That'll be May 29th. Right here.
6, yeah.
May 6th?
6 o'clock, yeah.
6 o'clock, yeah. Administrator's report.
So I put a couple items in your packet, but I want to talk about two other things. One of them being the fact that the three of us, Patrick, Leanne, and I, have started drilling down on the employee handbook and trying to kind of make it a little bit more user-friendly, categorizing things. And so I've gone with the using articles. And each article is to a particular topic in the handbook. And what has really precipitated all this is trying to come up with some language that we can use in the handbook and in the corrections contract regarding paid family medical leave. And Leanne had signed up for an HR conference today that turned out to be very, very beneficial. And they're she shared the link with me, and so I joined it as well, just to hear Bernstein Insured's attorneys talk on paid family medical leave. And I shared it by email with you folks today. I mean, they kind of clarified what we thought was going to be some of the issues for employers where if an employee goes out on paid family medical leave, you really can't require that employee use up all their sick and vacation time. And so I wanted to just...
Can I interrupt you? Because one of the things that confuses me is that this is the Maine family.
Correct.
But it's not the federal.
Correct.
And I was just wondering how those fit into this jigsaw puzzle of leave and absence.
Right. One can't piggyback the other, so they have to run concurrently.
Concurrently or consecutively?
Concurrently.
So they run at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
And so when an employee, essentially fill me in if I'm wrong. When an employee finds themselves in a situation where they're going to need surgery, have a baby, their spouse is going to have a baby, something like that, they can meet with HR and say, I need to take family medical leave. Family medical leave secures your job for that 12-week period.
Right.
Paid family medical leave can secure your job for that 12-week period as long as you've been employed for 4 months with the same company. That's a new wrinkle we saw this morning in the training. But paid family medical leave is a Maine program, and I believe there's probably a dozen other states that have a paid family medical leave. Massachusetts has one. And so it does not give you any additional time off, but it just builds on the federal family medical leave with the allowance of money
to be paid from the premiums that you pay into.
Did they state that during the conference? Because I've read some things where, it almost states it's somewhat optional that you can have the federal run concurrent. It's not a requirement. Did they say during the conference it's a requirement?
I don't know if they said it was a requirement, but the assumption is that, no, you can't. And in fact, it says in the state's law ruling that it is not an additional 12 weeks. So Maine's is not an additional 12 weeks to the federal.
Right, but I thought I read someplace where it says you can take the paid family and medical leave, but you're not required to file for the federal one. Not saying that you can use extended or whatever.
Right. My understanding of that is, if you go to HR and say, I want paid family medical leave, that's what they're going to give you the papers for. And the state, the Department of Labor, or the insurance carrier they choose will handle all the paperwork. So you can apply for it, and there's a 7-day waiting period to determine whether you're eligible, and also determine what your rate of pay would be. Because your rate of pay is not automatically your salary. It's based on your wages and certain percentages and formulas and so forth. So one of the thinkings behind allowing employees to have access to use their vacation or sick and not have to exhaust it is a balance. Let's say you make $1,000 a week, and when they calculate your benefit, you're going to get paid $660 from paid family medical leave. Well, then you should be able to have the option to take your sick or vacation, and they kept calling it topping off today, and basically make yourself whole with a combination of your earned benefit and this paid family medical leave. So there are fairly clear, right now, prohibitions against employers saying, no, you have to use all your leave before. And really, it doesn't make sense anymore. It made sense when it was just federal family leave to say you need to use all your leave time, right up front, because we don't want you to, come back after you've been on leave for 12 weeks and use that vacation time.
Just a little bit of clarification in my mind, so this concurrent, they run together.
Well, maybe not run together, but you can opt for one or the other.
One or the other, so
Right.
you can opt to take the
Non-paid, yep.
So my question about that is, and that was why I asked that concurrent thing, is that I still need more information, I guess, on this whole use of POT, because, what did you guys find out in the,
It was very clear. The employee has to have the option to use it if they want to. The employer cannot require them to use it all.
so in the case where they would use their non-paid family medical leave, would they then be able to, during that medical leave, use that VTO, or would they use it up before they get that unpaid family leave?
No, they would use that while they're on unpaid family leave. Right.
They're almost like two separate plans.
Right.
Yeah. And I think, to be honest, the county can still hold true to the FMLA in the sense
Right.
of requiring the use of sick time and vacation during that period, but if they file for the paid family medical leave, then we can't. So I think we can do one or the other.
And I think you're right. Any other, go ahead.
So you had said a couple of times, and I picked up on it, and I'm not sure if it was on purpose or not, was can't require them to use all of their sick time.
Yeah.
Does that mean they could be required to use some of it or most of it, but not all of it, or just we can't use it?
And to be frank, I got that idea from Reddington Fairview, because that's Reddington Fairview's policy right now, is that if you have an abundance of PTO, you have to use it down to a certain level before you, while you're on family medical leave. And they clearly in the training today said you can't do it. You can't require them to exhaust it. You can't quite require them to burn it down to a certain level. So what they said is going to happen, and this will probably be in the future, once this program really gets settled in. And you never know with the legislature, they may go back and repeal it in 2 years. But once it gets settled in, then employers will have to look at their sick leave policies. And are there adjustments that they need to make in their sick leave policies, knowing now that there's an established paid family medical leave program? How does that affect what employers offer as sick leave? So I don't think so much you need to worry about vacation and comp time. But if you look at this page and a half that I pulled out of our updates, the parts that are underlined are the parts that are new. So everything that's in here is currently in our policies regarding family medical leave. And it says they apply to all eligible employees. They need to work with human resources, and the forms are available in the human resource office. And then they talk about the specific FMLA period. But at the end of that, I clarified what our policy currently says. It is Somerset County policy that employees must use earned paid time off while on unpaid family medical leave. So if they do choose that option to go on unpaid, to go the federal route, they must use their earned paid time off during that. That's what county policy currently is.
So say that they use that day off to take the unpaid, and then off to pay, take their
Yep.
PTO. If that period of 12 weeks lapses, then can the family medical leave that the state is requesting or has mandated be used by that employee?
Not in that same
Not in that same
12-month period. And that's what the point right above that, the 12-month period. That clarifies. Maine's law does not change the 12-month rule.
Okay.
12 weeks within 12 months. If you need more, or if you have another incident that requires you to go out, you can't use that 12 weeks until the 12 months have rotated.
I could see a lot of employees going on long hunting trips.
Well, we would like to think that this would be only, to a small percentage of workers across the board, but you're right to
So
think.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is that policy with respect to accrued vacation time? How much can you accrue that? Losing?
A maximum of 280 hours for a long time employee. So I think it's 20-year employee up can accrue 280 hours or 7 weeks a year. And that long-time employee is allowed to roll 160 hours. So the most that somebody can carry is 420 hours of vacation time.
I'm just trying to figure out the maximum amount of time a person could be asked to work on family medical leave, combining that with vacation time.
Well, remember,
26 weeks.
that vacation time is at the discretion of the department head. So if someone goes out for 12, and we talked about this, let me get to this. The next point here, 712, return to work. This is new to our policy, but these first two paragraphs come right from the state law. To be restored to work after taking leave, employees will be required to provide certification from their healthcare provider, fitness for duty, that they are able to resume work. This request for a fitness for duty certification is only with regard to the particular serious health condition that caused the need for the FMLA leave. If such certification is not timely received, return to work may be delayed. A list of essential functions of the employee's position will be provided. The fitness for duty certification must address the ability to perform the essential job functions. Now, this next paragraph is new. If an employee's return to work is delayed beyond the 12 weeks provided under FMLA, they must coordinate with HR and their department head to schedule the use of any accrued but unused paid time off. This allows the department head to properly schedule coverage in that department. This has a little bit of teeth, not much, but it addresses your concern that somebody will take 12 weeks and then they have 480 vacation hours, so they'll take another 10 weeks of vacation. They can't automatically do that. They have to go through HR and the department head and give a valid reason for doing that. So then the next section, 713, this is paid. And again, these paragraphs are taken right from the law. Effective January 1st, 26, eligible employees will have 12 weeks of paid time off available to them for family or medical reasons, including illness, care for a relative, for birth of a child. This leave is not in addition to FMLA, but rather employees may be eligible for payment from the state of Maine while they're on approved family medical leave. Paid family medical leave is a benefit provided by the state of Maine, not Somerset County. Employees should refer to the Maine Department of Labor for details. So if they want to apply for paid family medical leave, they come see Leanne, and Leanne sends them to the state. We don't apply for them. They apply, the employee applies. If they want to go on unpaid family medical leave, we assist them with that. But this program is operated by the state. So there's a little bit of separation there. So next two paragraphs are a combination of the law and things I've put in there. Effective January 1st, 25, the county will be required to pay a percentage of wages to paid family medical leave. The funds established by the Department of Labor to fund the program, as allowed by law, the contribution will be 50-50 employer-employee. Now here's the new language, based on what we learned today. Employees are not required to, but may opt to use accrued paid time off while on Maine's paid family medical leave program. The program has a 7-day waiting period to determine eligibility before the paid benefit begins. Employees are eligible to use their accrued paid time off during that waiting period. So based on what we learned today, I believe this is the direction we need to head.
During that 7 days, doesn't it state the employer can require them to use their PTO time?
Not requiring, but they're saying the employee needs to know that there's going to be a week without pay.
Okay.
So I present this to you, again, as I said in my email, not for any action on it, but just for review. This is the one thing that is holding up our collective bargaining agreement with the corrections unit. And I think I have some more clarity as to what the state's going to require as a result.
So, now,
So,
in this, go ahead, Scott.
unpaid family leave, sometimes employees use that, and then they come and they ask for an extension. Will there be any type of thing that says that they can extend the 12 weeks of paid family leave?
So there's two parts to that question. One is, it's been our past practice, not state law, but it's been our past practice as commissioners to hear somebody out if they want an extension. What you're really extending is not family medical leave. You're securing their job for X amount of days or weeks. We have removed that language from some of the information that we give to people when they're coming to the end of family medical leave, and we've replaced it with word for word what's in the family medical leave document. This extension is really a courtesy from the commissioners. It's not a requirement of the law. That being said, the new Maine family medical leave, hold on to your hat, is the most liberal in the country.
Yeah.
And
This is my shock face.
And it does allow for an extension. Now, your physician has to sign off on it. I think it has something to do with mental stress or so forth. But there is an extension built into that paid family medical leave. But you've got to jump through those medical hoops to get it.
I assume that would probably be the case.
But applicable to the paid family medical leave, I don't see it here, but I didn't think I saw it in the law and other discussions. So whether it does happen or not is that there's no loss of time accrued for your sick time
right.
your vacation time, your seniority time.
That's right.
It all still grows.
That's right.
During that 12 weeks.
12 weeks of-
Now,
You're still gaining your time off while you're.
clarify for me, if someone is out on unpaid family medical leave, do they still accrue vacation and sick?
Vacation probably, because we never changed people's anniversary days.
Okay.
But sick time accrues based on your being paid. You actually have to receive a check at the first of the month to receive the 8 hours. So following the paid family medical leave, we have to put something in place, a manual process to ensure that they're getting the sick time.
That's right.
Vacation is based on their anniversary.
Okay. That's another good point.
I think because when I work for the state, and I'm assuming it's still in place now, the state requires us to use up our PTO.
Yep.
They're probably changing that
For paid family medical leave, they'll probably leave it the same. So, I'm going to, with your permission, I should say, I'd like to share this rough draft with the corrections union to see if we can get back to the table and see if we can all get on the same page in regarding this. I would like eventually that all of our documents are the same. All the union contracts and the handbook as it applies to this. That would be my goal. So are there any objections to me sharing this with Joe and the Teamsters?
No.
All right.
That is a draft, so
That's right.
we're welcoming their input.
That's right. And they'll have it, I guarantee it. That's the main thing I wanted to discuss in the administrator's report. The other thing I just want to let the board know is that the deadline for receiving community benefit matching grant applications is Friday, and we've already started receiving some, so I hope to have a good batch. I think we've got about a half a dozen right now, and there's always people that wait until the last couple of days. So I'll let you know how many we receive after next Monday.
And I was forwarded one of those by Norwalk, and very nice,
Yeah, I saw
very
it.
well done.
Get yours in, Pat. All right, so that's all I have for my administrator's report.
And I see no department heads, well, HR's here.
We did it.
We got it all, because we just do our,
So if you're up for it, here are the department head reports that were forwarded to me.
excellent, we're up for it.
Sheriff says patrol has responded to 450 calls for service. They did the search warrant on the legal marijuana grow in Madison, that was in the paper today. That's the house on Horsetail Hill that had so much black mold that they are gonna have to bulldoze it. The sheriff's office had a standoff with that individual in Norwalk, and the state police tactical team assisted with the resolution. Major Pike says the jail is presently housing 38 federal inmates, 9 Oxford County inmates. They are still working to fill 4 full-time corrections officer vacancies. Mike says thanks to the commissioners for their support during the budget process. You'll notice in your agenda tonight, there's 2 resignations from corrections. Both of those are long-time, well-liked employees that are taking a different route. Both of them, Mike wanted you to know, they're both staying on as reserves. And one shift position has been replaced, you'll see that in the agenda. Someone's been promoted to that. And then they have good leads on the other program manager. That's the jail. EMA, Homeland Security grant, Mike is working on that. $1.1 million has been dispersed to Somerset County residents from FEMA regarding the December 23 storm. 50% of the county towns have submitted their project updates toward hazard mitigation updates. So, and finally, Pavel sent in a report Progress is being made on the jail cameras and access control projects. Access control, basically, they're updating all the key swipes for all the doors at the jail. And they're starting in Pod B, which is not occupied. So they want to make sure all the doors work in Pod B before they go on to the occupied pods. So that's the process, right? Crazy idea, I know, but,
Good idea.
the jail and the courthouse firewalls have been completed. The comm center is being worked on this week. And he is Pavel is working with Mike on the Homeland Security grant for cybersecurity enhancements. So there are your reports. Sorry I didn't get to you in writing.
Thank you. No, it's great. Okay. So unfinished business. Resolution 2484 to approve the findings of facts from the Cray Palmyra abatement appeal and send the findings to the town of Palmyra.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? That's a go.
You voted.
Can you hear me?
I did.
Yes?
Well, I did talk with Tim about that. We worked on this together. I have some language in one of the paragraphs in the discussion section of that.
So John,
Point that out.
yeah, I already worked that out, and that's in the signed, or the copy that they'll sign. And
Okay, great.
basically, I clarified that particular, the doubling down paragraph, I clarified that the assessor raised the valuation of the land from the basis of $300 a foot to the tiered approach. And so we kind of did what we talked about, we moved that standard traditional 300 per foot to the front of that paragraph so that it kind of flows a little better.
Well, I haven't seen your work, but I'm sure it is great, so thanks for fixing that up.
Okay. There are two copies, when you get to the signature portion of the meeting, there's two copies to sign up there.
Oh, yeah. Over there.
And, I was on Zoom, but can Sue and I authorize the chairman to sign on our behalf to show the unanimous vote on that?
I would have to consult with counsel on that. I don't think that's legit.
I don't know how Zoom works. Electronic signature capabilities, various situations, so.
Yeah, that was one of
The record that we all have voted in favor of that, so that's.
yeah. I think the minutes will reflect that, but as far as hard signatures, I wouldn't
That's fine.
go down that road.
You can always sign up for DocuSign.
So we should all get signature stamps.
So then I don't know how to write, you can put an X
Okay. And we've already voted on that, and it's unanimous. Thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
6-0.
New business, resolution 2485, to accept the resignations of Michael Welch and Joshua Hanson from the Somerset County Jail.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Resolution 2486, to authorize the posting of a programs manager position at the Somerset County Jail.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Resolution 2487, to approve the hiring of Lanisha Bush as Assistant Shift Commander at the Somerset County Jail.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Capital reserve expenditures, to authorize the spending of $6,959.60 from capital account G12404305 to replace failing copper telephone lines at the communications center.
So move.
Second.
Discussion?
If you need any clarification, this basically zeroes out that account. It's about a $7,500 project. And this has been a need for a while with the crackling phone lines at the comm center. So
Yeah. Is this within the building, or is it lines?
it's underground. Underground where moisture has gotten into those
Yeah,
lines over
and
there.
those are our lines, are not
From
consolidated?
from the street to the building are
Our lines, okay, yeah. And, so, all in favor? Resolution 2489 to authorize the spending of $8,000 from the capital account G12-4045, or 1, to purchase wrap carts for the Somerset County Jail, replacing outdated equipment needed for officer and inmate safety. What are wrap carts?
Wrap carts are a modernized version of a restraint chair. And the restraint chairs that they have at the jail right now are as old as the jail. And they are dangerous for the inmate, and they're dangerous for the corrections officer. So a wrap cart is essentially a movable on wheels that you can secure and stabilize an individual in so they don't do harm to themselves or harm to other people. And if the sheriff were here, he would tell you that they wrapped him in the wrap cart so that he could see what it was all about.
Oh, good. And how do you feel about it?
More like a restraint jacket.
Yeah.
They reuse those at the hospital in Maine.
Okay.
I didn't know that it was a cart that talked to you to death.
That you wrap with.
We need a motion on that, too?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Second.
all in favor? And warrants, resolution 2490 to approve the treasurer's warrant for general fund, Somerset County Jail and unorganized territories for a total of $275,902.23.
so who?
Second.
Discussion, all in favor? All right, that's a go. Miscellaneous discussion items, commissioners only. Scott?
What's that?
Joel?
Nope.
John?
No,
Sip?
It is.
Sip is asleep, okay.
Just can't hear you.
I don't know if you can hear me, okay. So, nothing there. Recess to execute documents.
There you go. It's plenty to sign right there.
I'll see you later.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you for coming, good to see you.
Yes.
Okay, see you all.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm sure you all saw what the criteria was where somebody could go on paid family medical leave.
Lots.
It's a good thing everybody only has 2 kidneys.
It's very open-ended, is it not? And that's why I would hope,
I like the bonding one. Yeah, placement of a child, you can take 3 months off or.
Yeah. I, just like everything else, you hope common sense prevails.
Anything we have to sign?
Yeah, exactly.
That goes with one of the,
Where do you place an order?
that goes with the comm center one. Yeah.
Okay, goes with that, yeah.
That's just a quote behind it.
So if an employee's family member is being stopped.
Over to Joel. Oh, you didn't do it, okay, oh, yes.
I remember.
Joel, patient.
The definition of family member is quite broad.
Is he broad or everything?
We can extend that
So
out
then,
also.
it's hard because there are some legitimate cases where
Yes.
the only person to take care of somebody is their neighbor. So, Pavel, interestingly enough, had to travel to Connecticut because his wife was the only family member in the US for her cousin.
she had to execute the will, she had to make the funeral arrangements, she had to do everything. They all traveled over as children from Poland.
Yeah.
And she was the only living family member that they had.
Wow.
Now, your timing,
My time more like
Taking it?
Because I can control that. Yeah. Oh, you're the first one ever to catch on. My secret time.
Oh, I gotta add a little bit more.
If I start taking money, that's. Well, okay. And moving forward. Thank you for taking rid of those monitors.
Yeah, I'll talk to Bob L. I think that little bar, I think,
He was concerned with overheating, which may be
I
true.
don't think the monitors are overheating.
That's what he said, he thinks that.
Oh,